Hi, this is Sandy Pro and welcome back to my channel. Today is a day to do one more UFO. Here's a little story and a picture or two or three of what happened. I was put in care of someone who was a hospice level individual. So I would go over and visit and do what I had to do as far as making lunches and cleaning and helping with laundry. And every once in a while, when we first started, I'd get to sit. And sometimes I'd enjoy a TV show with the person that was ill. As time progresses, those things change. So you have more time to sit, and sometimes you're not interested in what they're looking at on TV, and sometimes you just wander, your mind wanders, sit around a room and you want to redecorate it. Or you look next door and say, oh, I'll landscape that house a little bit different. But I found that I needed to do something, even though I had to sit. So what do I love to do is knit. Yarn is wonderful to go look at, just like fabric. I get a little excited. Look at the new colors, look at the new trends. So I was out at the store and I picked up some Walmart acrylic red heart yarn. They have tons of it generally. So I picked the color plum. And then I went and found the Lion brand homespun yarn. And I could not walk by that without getting every color that they had available at the store that day. I got 2 skeins of each. And I don't even think it was at Walmart. It was somewhere else. And I bought this homespun yarn. And I thought, oh, I know what I can do. I can make a scarf, fold it in half, and sew part of it to make a hood. And then maybe put a little pom-pom on the top. And then I'd have a hooded scarf that I could wear. That I had like when I was a young child. But I thought that might be nice. So I brought the yarn to the house and I started knitting. Well, I don't know what the heck got into me, but this scarf turned into a strip big enough for an Afghan. Because I just kept busy knitting mindlessly and went way past what I should have. And then the next thing you know, I'm taking more yarn and adding a different color or finishing a strip. And anyhow, I ended up with all this beautiful yarn and ugly strips. They just didn't make any rhyme or reason. One was 8 feet long, one was 5 feet long, it just didn't have any type of end to it. Could I have taken some of it apart, made the strips the same size? Yes. Could I have gone all around each strip with a different color yarn to make borders to attach them for an Afghan? Sure. But it just wasn't happening. It just wasn't gelling. So what happens? It went to the totes, and there it sat. Eventually, recently in 2024, I found the strips. I call them the ugly strips. Even though the yarn was pretty, I call them the ugly strips. And if you only knew how hard it was for me just to pull all that out, because it meant all the time that I had sat, all the memories of the individual, I just ended up pulling it out. But even as a kid, pulling out a project when I made a mistake, I remember saying, Mom, I don't mind knitting. I made a mistake down here. Can you just pull it out for me and I'll pick it up after? I'll put the needles in and pick up the stitches. I just don't want to pull it out. I pulled all those strips out. And I said, I've got to make this into something. I love the yarn. It's got little nubs in it. It's all different colors, like heather colors. So sure enough, I did. I made myself an Afghan. I used plum red heart yarn all the way through it. And I just added the Lion brand homespun yarn to it. So I worked the Afghan with 2 different types of yarn at the same time. And I finally got it done. A completed object from those ugly strips. And I'm enjoying it every night. It's so cozy and warm. So here's a picture of the ugly strips. just pictures of the end result. Thank you for joining me along my journey with my unfinished objects and unfinished projects and unfinished tasks, because it is amazing when you get to finish one. It's done. Thanks for watching. It's Sandy Pro. Gotta go. Bye.